Hey everyone, welcome back to 8th Element. I'm John and today we're going to be talking about the psoas. Now in my opinion the psoas is key to unlocking your hips, especially if you have lower back pain. Now the psoas essentially inserts down this lateral aspect of your lower spine, running around the inside edge of your pelvis, underneath your abdominals, around the inside of your ASIs, the front bone in your hips, attaching to your femur. Now it's mostly active or fully active when your femur and your hips essentially come past 90 degrees hip flexion. So if you sit at a desk all day, if you're a driver, if you're a cyclist, you're always in this position. You will get shortening of the rectus femoris, one of your hip flexors, and the psoas. And it's also potentially going to become weak. So what we want to try and do is show you a couple of key bits of information to help self-release and self-strengthen the psoas to help avoid this lower back pain. Now if you train in the gym and you overwork your abdominals without focusing on the extension aspect, you're creating a big imbalance as well. So we need to, if you do overtrain your abdominals, focus on the extension. With tight and weakened psoas, you get misfires through the posterior chain as well. So it creates this huge imbalance within your pelvis structure that can then generate kinetic and myofascia problems both up and down through the body. So stay tuned, here's a few exercises for you. So exercise 1, stretching the psoas. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring ourselves into this lunge position, making sure the lead knee is over the ankle. Make sure that you're turning your abdominals on and you're not just leaning back too much, so we're creating this arch. We want to try and avoid that lower back arch. Draw the abdominals in towards your spine, okay? So you're breathing in and tucking that the belly button in towards your spine. So keep them abdominals turned on throughout the whole of this exercise. We're going to gently lunge and move our pelvis forward, keeping the abdominals turned on. Push the pelvis forwards into this front leg. From there, you're going to bring your arms out in front of you and rotate the upper body over this bent knee. Now instantly from there we're creating a stretch in the psoas fascia, okay? To enhance that, if you wish, you just elevate your arms up and you're going to hold this for around 20 to 30 seconds. Now, what we want to do from there, we don't just want to hold this static stretch, we now want to activate the psoas. We're going to bring in almost like a PNF type of release and stretch. So once you've held this position for 20 or so seconds, bring your upper body back into neutral position with your foot flexed, okay? With your foot pointed. All you're going to do is drive down through the front of your foot, lifting your knee off of the couch. So we're really activating through the thigh and the psoas itself. Let your hips drop forwards, but that knee is off of the couch. Again, keeping the abdominals engaged. You're going to hold that for 10 or so seconds. Lower the knee back down, slide the knee back if you can. You'll feel the hips just really open up and release, and you can sink a bit further into it while still engaging your abdominals. We then come back into this static stretch, rotation and elevation. Hold for another 20 or so seconds, bring yourself back and repeat above, okay? So we're pushing that knee up, activating through the psoas, and we're going to do this 3 or 4 times. Make sure you work both hips equally and you'll feel the hips instantly start to open up. So, exercise number 2, strength. What we need for this is a mini resistant stretch band. So you're going to get that, hop yourself up onto your back and tuck that band around each foot, okay? All we're going to do then is we're going to make sure that the psoas is engaged. And remember earlier I said the psoas is active when the hips are past 90 degrees flexion. So we want to hold the knees past that 90 degrees so the psoas is active. Now with your feet, all you're going to do is lock one knee in and one hip in at a time and drive the opposing leg all the way out, making sure this knee doesn't get driven forward or pulled forwards. So we're still engaging the psoas. We're going to bring the opposite leg back, lock the leg that just drove out in and drive this knee out. Bring it back, lock this side in and drive the other leg out, okay? Now, what you will find is that your knee naturally wants to drift out, okay, until it's strong enough to support it.
You change the resistance bands to suit your strength. You'll feel a deep muscle activation through the front of your hips. Perfect, that's exactly where we want to be targeting. You're going to go and try and achieve 3 to 4 sets of 6 to 8 reps, making sure that the stabilising knee doesn't get pulled out past 90 degrees. Let's get these psoases nice and strong, okay? Exercise 1, stretch. Exercise 2, strengthen. Exercise 3, you'll see in a couple of seconds.
So exercise 3 is all about self-release. Now this is quite an unorthodox way of self-releasing, but there's a technique that I use as a practitioner to help patients and clients release the psoas. And I'm going to try and show you how I do that with myself without any assistance. Now, don't feel like you have to try this, and if you do, just be very careful. But what you're going to need for this one is a kettlebell and a tennis ball. So, we're going to lay ourselves back. Now, we need to locate your psoas. So, all we do is we find the front of the hip bone, the ASIS, and come to the inside portion of that. Apply a nice amount of pressure down, and as you're laying down, you'll feel the sides of your abs, okay, the sides of your abdomen, and that's where you're going to place the tennis ball. So you're just coming in from the front of your hip bone to the inside aspect, okay, off of the bone, find the abdominal wall to the side of, and just place the tennis ball there. You're then going to use the kettlebell and just place it on top. That's all the kettlebell's used for, is a bit of downward pressure on that tennis ball. With your hands, just stabilise the kettlebell and just relax. Relax your head back, relax your legs, and all we're looking to do is just allow the abdominals to relax, allow that tennis ball to be driven down and pushed into the psoas as a form of release. Once you've just laid there for sort of 30 seconds to a minute and allowed that to relax, we're then going to activate the same leg. So we're going to draw that knee into your chest and out, and then relax and draw it in, but change the movement in your hip. So we could bring directly in towards your chest, out towards the side, okay? Play about with movement through the hip, and after every few repetitions, just make sure that you're going back into this relaxed phase within your leg. So hip in, hip out, rotate, and then release. It's as simple as that. 1, 2, 3. Everything you need to unlock your psoas, reduce that lower back pain, improve your performances. Give them a try. Let me know how you get on. I hope you enjoyed those little tips. Take care, stay tuned, see you soon.